So, how'd you spend your Valentine's Day? Me? We took in a comedy show.
Who are you? What is going on?
I can see the future.
It's time once again for the annual destruction of goodwill Sony has built up with the Spider-Man franchise with Madam Web. Okay, so this is gonna come as no surprise to anyone. This film's quite bad, but the big question is it an enjoyable kind of bad? Is it the kind of bad that you can go see and have a good laugh at, or is it just boring? Well, let me tell you a story. This was released on Valentine's Day, and both my wife and I had to work, but she had a little bit of time off, and she knew I was gonna go see a movie, so she said, oh, let me see the movie with you, and I'm like, you don't want to see this one, man. Nuh-uh, Dewey Cox, you don't want none of this. She doesn't even like good superhero movies. She doesn't really get into comic book movies and stuff, but she just wanted to see it. So I was placing bets on when she was gonna walk out. I was predicting around the 20-minute mark because sometimes she likes bad movies, but I mean, for the most part, she wants to spend her time seeing something good, and we both knew this wasn't gonna be good. She stuck around for the entire thing, and we had a lot of laughs. So maybe unintentionally this is a very good Valentine's Day movie. At least it was for us because we had such a ball laughing at all the stupidity of this movie. Now, I will say a lot of people are asking, is this like Catwoman? Are we seeing this year's Catwoman? I can't go that far. This is a little closer to like a mix between Catwoman and the Eternals. Now, I really thought the Eternals was funny, like another one of those so bad it's good movies, but a lot of people didn't think that. To me, dialogue that's very stoic and exposition-y to the point of hilarity is very entertaining to me. This does have a lot of goofy stuff going on, but it's also a lot of just people saying a lot of exposition at you in a way that's supposed to sound natural, but it's in a script that is told in a movie that's supposed to take place during 2003, which I think makes sense. It's kind of shot like a really bad 2003 movie, but it's with a script that feels like it's from 1997. So everything about this just feels really dated in the worst way. Used to those spinny shots because that's like 80% of the cinematography in this. I swear this movie uses spinny shots possibly more than Battlefield Earth used tilted angles. Dakota Johnson, every line has no passion and just seems directionless. There's one word, literally one word she said that was convincing to me. It's when she's at a baby shower and she doesn't want to be there and somebody says, we're gonna play games, and she's like, games? And they all scream, games, yay! And they walk off and she just goes, games, you know, like that. That was believable. Everything else is like a fan film. The kind of acting that isn't the worst you've seen, but definitely does not feel on par with a multi-million-dollar production.
A week ago, I spent my life racing against time.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Oh, is that the performance of an alive person? Okay, that really threw me off. But to her credit, everybody's bad in this. This movie is a golden dumpster fire of riches. Like the guy playing the villain in this, played by Tahar Rahim. At first, I thought all of his dialogue was spoken by somebody else because the ADR was so bad. And as the movie went on, I did put together, okay, this is his voice. They must have just brought him back in to like re-record all his lines because let's say I'm just here talking to you. I say, hi, how you doing? If this was that movie and that character, it'd be like, hi, how are you doing? Like, it's that bad. I'd say there's two actors that get out of this okay, like the performances are actually alright. Celeste O'Connor, I think, does an okay job, and Adam Scott does okay. And again, they have a very difficult task of making this very explain over and over and over unnatural dialogue sound very natural. But when they say the lines, it actually sounds like there's a human being somewhere within these lines. Everyone else, they can't make it work.
Let's try that again.
No, sorry, there were clearly no take twos in this movie. Nobody has any chemistry in this, and it's so funny when they try to take time to like sit them down and have them interact off each other, you know, make small talk, but it's so small, it's unseeable. Like, you can't make it out at all. You don't even know what it is. And what's so funny is that you may have seen in the trailers, you know, or are aware that this is supposed to be like a Spider-Man spin-off, another one that nobody asked for yet for some reason they keep making. And you see, you know, these girls at some point, they dress up like a whole bunch of different Spider-Women. Now, Now, you would think, well, okay, there must be quite a bit of comic book superhero-y stuff in here, and there weirdly isn't. This is done more like a thriller, like a really bad thriller, so that when they do pop up, it is even more jarring and hilarious. It's kind of like watching Dead Zone with Christopher Walken, and then randomly Supergirl appears. Because they don't make an appearance until like maybe a half hour in, and honestly, I think there's more of them in the trailer than in the actual film in costume. It is just laugh out loud funny. The bad guy can predict the future and knows how he's going to die, so he tried to find these 3 girls and kill them years before, kind of like a John Connor thing. But here's the odd thing about it. If he's doing this to stop his death from happening, he must know he can change the future. Madam Webb clearly knows she can change the future. She sees the future a lot and can change it. So honestly, all that needs to happen is one character needs to just look at the other and say, hey, you know, I'm a millionaire. I'm just gonna give you a whole bunch of money. Don't kill me. 20 years from now, is that cool? And they'd be like, yeah, okay. Like, there's so many other ways around this. And what's even funnier is that future doesn't even happen. I thought maybe they're gonna do like a self-fulfilling prophecy thing, but they don't even do that. So why is he dressing up like Spider Spawn trying to kill these 3 and fail over and over and over like a Coyote cartoon when there's like so many other ways around this?
You're showing off.
Maybe a little.
If that's showing off, I would love to see what underacting is to you. Is it just flatlining? And what's so great is on top of them trying to be a superhero movie without being a superhero movie, they have to work with all these little clues that, hey, this is connected to Spider-Man, remember? Because, you know, we legit do need the clues. I don't know much about Madam Web. I think I know actually less after seeing this movie. And they sneak in just the subtlest of lines. You know, this phrase, it's a little popular in the Spider-Man movies, with great power comes great responsibility. And maybe you've heard it once or twice if you've ever seen anything in your entire life. Well, they have an amazing spin on this. I shit you not. This is an actual line in the movie, in the climax. Like, this is the big line they've been building up. When you achieve great responsibility, you achieve great power. Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm looking at that completely different now. This... I feel like this is a movie that people will wish WB made so they could get rid of it for a tax write-off. Don't see this in IMAX. It is so bad. It is wonderfully bad. Now, when judging this movie, because like I said, I'm actually one of the few people that let Morbius slide because it was a film I didn't think cared if it was taken seriously or not. I think it just wanted to be entertaining, and that's how I try to judge a film. I try to really assess what this film is trying to do. And in my opinion, I think the director and the actors wanted this film to be taken seriously, but when Sony saw the rough cut or where this was all going or the reaction to their past spin-off movies like Morbius, they probably saw the writing was on the wall and said, okay, let's just lean into the cringe. Let's really edit this in a crazy way, in a way that is just gonna have people talking and laughing and making fun of it. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, obviously, but that's the feeling that comes across. Releasing it on Valentine's Day, you know everybody's saying, oh, come on, let's check that out just as a joke. They want to create a memeable bad movie before they have to re-release it again like Morbius and not have it work. It's not that bad a strategy. I don't know if it's gonna work. I at least give it more credit that it's doing it better than re-releasing Morbius in theaters. At the very least, they kind of know they have hot garbage, so they're trying to prepare the trash can as best they can for that. But for me, I found it very entertaining, but I don't think it's for the reason that the film was originally intending. I have to rate it as a legit movie, like a legit thriller, a legit comic book movie, and it fails on all those fronts. So I'm gonna give it 1.5 unintentional blindfold joke from 50 Shades of Grey. I think there's an audience that will laugh at how bad it is, but I don't know if it's quite on the level of, say, something like The Room. With that said, what were your thoughts? Did you legit think this was really good? Did you think this is maybe the best of the spin-off Spider-Man movies? Maybe it's gonna change everything around and you found it very romantic to watch on Valentine's Day? Or do you see this as just one of the dumbest things you've seen in a long time? But if you did think it was really, really dumb, did you think it was entertainingly dumb? Did you think it was really funny? Did you enjoy the wooden bad acting? Or did you think it was just boring and could have been even more silly despite it being already pretty silly? I would love to know your thoughts. That's about it. I'll see you next time. Take care.